Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a one-off video where I want to celebrate my very first win actually playing against a human being in StarCraft. It was actually just 2 games it took me to actually win. I'm a little bit surprised, and I just want to really celebrate it and share it with everybody with shoutcasting it. I'm probably not going to shoutcast anything that is StarCraft in the near future because I don't understand this game good enough to actually do that. But let's get straight to it. In the northeastern corner of the map, we have the very new newbie on the block in the red colors. A person that I have heard actually is pretty handsome. It is Ikslorin. While in the northwestern corner of the map, his very second human opponent, who is also right now in the placement, it is Pulco. I have no idea what else don't know anything else about him, but well, we see him actually going for a second hatchery here. The same is not what I am doing. I am just a little bit later. Luckily, I began scouting with the Overlord just in the right direction, unlike Pulco, so I'm going to know where my opponent is way earlier than him. Even though that I was so slow that I actually began first scouting him at the 1 minute mark when I got the other Overlord too. Now, since actually I wanted here to go for a 2 hatch and not a 3 hatch before pool, I thought that a 3 hatch before pool would just be good against Protoss, as I've heard, so I expected that I would have to go for a 2 hatch before doing anything else. So I went for gas first to get as much gas in to get the speedlings fast as possible, and the wonderful spawning pool is also down. Pulco has pretty much done the same in the meantime, though he has used his minerals instead to he has actually not used his minerals for the gas, but actually first gets it by now, so that they both finish at the same time. So he chose to go for a little bit extra minerals in the early one, which, as we can also see here, that is the wrong tab. Damn it! Income. There we go. He has about 100 extra minerals per minute here, though I have the 100 gas. So I have actually already have the 130 gas. So if I was clever enough, I should begin researching here, but I don't, and neither do I actually do the thing that is getting some queens here. Really slipping up already, though I have chosen to go for the 3rd hatch here after a long time, since I saw where he was and saw that he also went for a 2nd hatchery. I thought, meh, it seems safe enough. I haven't seen anything, so yeah, I can probably go for a 3rd hatchery. He pretty much does it at the same time, so I really didn't gain any economic edge here. Pretty much very even right now. Some drones have been transferred, and also people have been taken out of gas, since I already got more than enough, and the research has been started, and also the queens after a very long time. And I have to remember getting these drones here. Go off. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you very much. It seems really to me like I mean, all of bronze games really are probably going to end up with just you with just people doing nothing for 10 or 15 minutes and then throwing all of their armies against each other. But I wouldn't exactly have expected it anyway. But we can see here Pulco go for a lot of extra queens here. He's going to use them for having extra queens just for making all of these wonderful creep tumors. Something that I really didn't do a lot here. I have only made, or should only be making 1 queen per hatchery. But also because I have had much more than enough minerals, because I wasn't able to spend it and I was beginning to float, we already see here a beautiful upgrades. Well, not really what we should probably have wanted, especially since I haven't put people back into gas to actually get any upgrades, so I didn't really get anything out of it. If I had actually gotten gas here, which I am already building the next one, as you can see, so I'm planning to go back into it, then it would be great. And I also begin making a roach one. So I'm going roaches. In the meantime, Pulco has been building up 2 upgrades. Damn it, why can't I remember what these are called? This is why I don't do any shoutcasting yet, because I can't remember anything that is any of these names right now. I will probably, before anything else, I have upgraded to the lair to actually get, what was it? There was some reason why I did that. Probably because actually I don't know why I went to lair there. There's no upgrades here that are necessary for lair right now that I'm doing. Now that I'm producing anything, or wanting to produce anything, roaches can already be built. There are upgrades for roaches, which is maybe the only reason here, speed roaches. So that is probably why. I also have to be better with the injecting here. As we can already see, Pulco really already getting far ahead here with workers. But in the meantime, I have already begun throwing in a few circlings here just to see how he's doing. And seeing this wall here and getting everything killed, but I got information, so that was worth the 4 circlings, I think. Slowly building up an army and also having some overlords over it. Yes, these 2 beautiful overlords, just seeing that he doesn't do any proxy hatcheries or anything. Or hidden bases, sorry. So more gas is being taken to make sure that I can actually get the production here on the roaches going. In the meantime, Pulco has done the same, though faster, as obviously. Actually, right now it seems to me that I have no idea to actually win this game. By no means. He has just a lot of speedlings. The speedling upgrade hit at the same time for both of us. If I remember correctly. Though the attack upgrade is going to do the same, but he has 1 extra armor here. And in the meantime, he has also begun building a spire here. So he's going to go for Mutalisk. And in the meantime, he's also going for Banelings. And also taking people off gas, or yeah, people back into gas. So he is going to go for Mutalisk and wanting to have the gas up. I'm still just in the meantime slowly trying to see if I can keep as many minerals going and keep my queens injecting so that I can actually keep up production. It seems actually more than fine to me here with the amount of workers. I mean, you have the most the amount of workers is at 16 the best. From the rest you don't really get that much income out of it, so that's why. But I should really begin doing some droning here. Only 5 workers there. This is actually hindering my income. It should be really bad, as we can see. He is getting much more of everything right now. He's getting pretty much double the gas, and he's also getting 200 more minerals per minute. At least I got the second upgrades building up. Pulco in the meantime actually beginning to go for 2-2 in the meantime, and Baneling speed 2. And slowly also getting the Mutalisk up. Though he's just keeping his army right out of his base as he doesn't want to do anything. But I am actually going to go in, looking in with 1 circling. I can't even remember doing that, but that looked awesome. So, sure. Waiting for the roaches to come in also. And then also now moving in. These circlings, there seems to be just as much circlings for me as for him. And my roaches are slowly going to outnumber him. And actually, without knowing it, I actually did a pretty cool thing here, going with the circlings into the mineral line and keeping all my roaches back at his banelings that just morphed in, and so all the roachlings took the hit and didn't die off that. He still has a lot of circlings left, which are going to go back, not going for a counterattack here, while all of my circlings are destroying his expansion, his natural expansion. Circlings slowly moving in, just looking at the main here, and now it's actually taking the rest of all the circlings here, very last ones. And in the meantime, I have also begun building up enough more circlings. So even though Pulco has actually cleared this up, there has been a lot of damage. If Now this is the right time. 19 workers has actually been killed, putting him back immensely in income. As we can see, he still is mining way more gas than me, but it should still be something. I don't care about the Mutalisk. And actually at this time around, it is that I am actually realizing that I may win this after I actually just destroyed one of his mineral lines. So, as a reaction to that, my body began to panic really, and I don't know, you know the feeling when you have been sleeping on your arm, right, where everything tingles. Well, think that feeling, but your whole body. That was pretty much what I had. My circle is now going into the natural again, killing every worker there is, getting up to 50, 60 workers killed now. And again, trying to kill the hatchery that is morphing into a lair. And without him cancelling, actually just cancelling in the very last moment, the APM of Pulco is just skyrocketing, and he's just doing a spectacular work here. Nearly trying to get that one Mutalisk killed before it morphs, but not caring really. These Circlings just going into the main, trying to kill it, and just don't care about all of these Mutalisks. Though he actually gets it cleared up now, but it is still 61 workers killed. And more Circlings are going. Because, well, as I said, my body just began having all these tingles. And not just that, I actually began having cramps. I couldn't move. My left hand was completely crammed and had a fatigue mouse hand, or whatever it is called, for the next hour or so in my left hand. So at that point I was so nervous that I didn't know what to do, and even though I made a spire, I completely forgot about making some Mutalisks. And Pulco in the meantime has actually moved into my natural instead, and has begun killing whole of my worker line, and actually just moving on, trying to kill my full economy, and just ignoring anything else. And he's doing a stellar job of it, since I have completely forgotten that there's a thing that is called spores. But in the meantime, Ikslorin is going in, has cleaned everything up, any tech building in the main, and have since then also been moving down further. A new queen is being built in the natural expansion, sorry. Just to get everything up and going again. Also, as we should be able to see, there should be a second queen here also. In the other one. Yes, well, there's at least one queen here in the natural, so that we can get injects up and going again. He hasn't hit the third though. He's just going to move in Pulco now. I do nothing with my circlings. I've completely forgotten what the hell I'm actually trying to do here, which is win. But he is again just completely destroying my economy and actually slowly getting ahead. Now I finally pull the drones, but that is way too late. Everything is getting killed. And right here we see 60 more circlings being morphed in from my side, and even more here. Oh, that's not the right. There we go. More even running over. Even though that I don't have anything fancy, it's still speedlings with 2-2. And you can still do a pretty stellar job killing now also the third expansion, while Pulco is pulling everything he's got and trying to see if he can build several new bases. Just trying to see if he can outblast me. But the thing here is that he is focusing that much on workers and not on buildings, that he's actually in a little bit of trouble here. Because as I am actually focusing on buildings, he has actually done nothing. He could in the meantime have killed all of my hatcheries, meaning that I couldn't spawn more circlings and everything. And all of these reinforcements would not have happened if he had actually not destroyed my whole mineral line. Oh, I had actually gone for my hatcheries first. These upgrades are again also being ignored, so that it actually means that I should be, even though I'm not producing anything, I'm only producing here some unnecessary upgrades. But he's focusing that much on actually units and not buildings, that he's very much slow, even though he is so much far ahead. He had so good beginning with much more workers than I, and had such a higher APM than me. There's no right for me to actually being so far ahead in the space trade here. He's only 2 missiles left here in the rest of his natural and his main and his third expansion here, while I, with all my circlings, are just chilling out in here in the bottom, the rest of his drones are slowly moving up here. The very last drones of him, if he can actually build one, if my computer wasn't like, if he can build some building, he may still survive. But the very last geyser here is being found by me and being killed. In the meantime, he is with the Mutualist, still trying to get the Watch one down, still with a Spire, still with all these other geysers still left, and I still won just because I don't know why. Actually, I have no why to win this damn thing. This was really ridiculous. I mean, he was better at everything, but I was just lucky, and he focused on the wrong thing, which was the reason why he lost this very game. Even though he certainly knew much more better than I what to do, I completely messed everything up when I realized I could actually win in the first push into his mineral line. And then from there, you may actually have seen, if I had actually shown the APM, that it would have dropped really high. It was around 70 in the beginning, 70, 80, sometimes even around the 100 because I was spamming. But in the end, it was only around 10 or 20 because I couldn't move my fingers because everything was just crammed up in my body. I couldn't move because I was so nervous. I won my very first StarCraft game. Man, that felt awesome. I cannot tell you. I was dancing for at least 10-20 minutes and singing loudly to all sorts of songs that I would actually feel a little bit ashamed of telling you. Well, thank you for watching this little very awful shoutcast of mine. See ya.